Hello again. I feel like I'm maybe putting too many videos out at once. I may wait a day or two before I post this one, who knows. But anyway, who knows? I may get to work and just post it right now. What I had been doing was, when I do like something like this with something cold turkey, I would just send it on up to YouTube. And I was getting kind of a toll on my data, which I have unlimited data, but I know with AT&T, the plan I have, after so much, and they kind of throttle your data into being slow. It's very annoying too when it gets to that point. I've done that many, many times. Anyway, today is the first day for students on campus where I work. I nicked myself. I tried to shave this morning. I don't shave often, but when I do shave, I always nick myself. So I usually try to do it the night before that, and plus I always miss spots, so I'm probably gonna look like a hot mess today, am I? But thankfully, today I don't have classes on Mondays this semester to teach. That doesn't mean I just go and do nothing. I have office hours, and then once we get into it, I will be out in the public schools observing teachers, our student teachers when they begin their student teaching. I think some have already began. And so on these days I don't have classes, I plan on using those days to go out into the field to monitor and observe teachers as they teach their lessons and give them their feedback like that. So yeah, I'm not just going to go on Mondays and just sit and twiddle my thumbs. Anyway, today's the first day. I'm imagining, I remember my first day, this was back in fall of 1998 on the campus of Alice Lloyd College. I remember my first day of classes. I remember moving in and all that, which wasn't pretty bad for me because I had my older brother there already. He'd already been there for 2 years. He was a junior, and we roomed in the dorm my first year there, so it wasn't like I was meeting a new person, a new roommate. So I kind of transitioned into it, very well. And those who know me well know I'm very, very introverted in person, so that I would have been very awkward. I would have been very concerned about who I met. But I remember my first class, English 101, I believe it was, and the professor walked in, and he resembled, after seeing him for a while, he didn't really resemble him that much, but when I first saw him, he looked like, if you remember that movie where Rodney Dangerfield went to college with his son. They were wealthy, and he just wanted to go to college with his son, I guess. I can't remember the whole plot of it. But do you remember there's the one professor who was shouting at everybody, getting their faces, and then he did it to Rodney Dangerfield, and he did it back at him, and the professor loved it. But that's who that guy looked like. And I was like, oh shoot, you got a screamer, you got a yeller. He ended up being like a very, very calm, tame, even when like there were some jerks. There was some buttholes in their class that would like kind of be all smart alecky or kind of sass at him, whatever. But he was always calm, and he put him in their place, but he was very calm about it. Very like, he kept up one tone. I don't remember if that was being like an excited or angry, or in just one calm tone the whole semester. And he ended up being a very good English professor. And so I remember that was my first day of class experience. It was on a Tuesday I have to kind of remember, like, it was on a Tuesday at 8 a.m. It was an 8 to 9:30 2-day-a-week class. It'd be like 9:20, but so yeah, I wasn't nervous because I was one of those freshmen who came in cocky and arrogant, because in high school I took the almighty AP classes and all the honors classes, so obviously I know I'm going to do, and I'm going to do great because I was in AP English. I was in honors. So I was one of those kind of students who knew they were going to do great. This is just going to be just grade 13 to me. Well, I had a rude awakening, obviously, when I went to college. And this is why I kind of chuckle when I see other students now, when I used to teach in higher ed, and then I won't see it as much now since I'm actually teaching in a program. Used to, I taught like gen ed classes in the general studies department, and you got every student, and there were those cocky students, especially in my remedial classes, because I taught remedial English and math, a lot of those classes. And I took AP English, why am I in remedial writing? I was like, I'm sorry, this is where your admission or placement score put you. And we went by the ACT or SAT. And since it's a community college, they could have taken like something called the AccuPlacer. I think there's a Compass test at the time too. And I said, I told them, whatever your ACT score was, this is what you're based on, your SAT if you're out of state. I think a lot of people out of state took SAT at the time. Now I think a lot of people in West Virginia because the state pays for it now. So back then, very few people in my area, anyway, in the rural area, took the SAT. But I'm in AP. I don't need to be here. I took AP. Blah blah blah. Okay. Sorry. I talked to your advisor, and they ended up, when they got their first essay back with corrections. I turned this in, and I took an AP English, and I got a B plus, or I got an A on it. Why is this? This isn't your AP class. I don't know how your teacher graded. Either she set the bar low, or again, high school and college has different expectations. And I was never rude about it because I remember I was that student that had to learn that you're not a hotshot. And so some of them will get angry and just keep that anger with them. And some of them would realize, okay, I need to adjust my thinking, my attitude. And then they ended up doing fairly well. Once they took, they stayed in the course and realized I'm here to learn something. They opened themselves to learn and not, I was in AP class, why am I in English 095 or something. The ones who couldn't make that adjustment, it always ended up being very unhappy the whole semester, and they would either stay the semester and transfer, thinking another college was going to, fall for that, whatever, or they would just drop out and do something else. So yeah, how did I get on that tangent? I think what did I get on that? Oh, today's the first day of classes for the students where I'll be working. I won't see them in class today. I have an online class I'm teaching for this university, so I'll be communicating with them. I've been communicating with some of them already. They've asked for the syllabus, and I sent them a video of me going over the syllabus because I always liked when the teacher, the instructor would go over it. So they would always give extra information, or they would explain things in further detail than just reading it on paper. So I made a video and sent it to them of me going over the syllabus, and of course they can ask questions. So I'm hoping they appreciated that. I don't know. What else? Oh, someone asked me if I was nervous. I'm like, no, I'm not nervous. I'm excited. It's not my anxiety, but I'm, there's some anxiousness about meeting the students. What kind of students will be in my class? Will there be, are they all great and amazing? Will it be that one who tries to debate everything you say? I don't know. I don't know who I'll get. So I get the same thing on the student end. What teachers am I getting? And I'm sure a lot of the freshmen. I don't think I have any freshmen. I think I saw some, but they might be like freshmen from just not having enough credits to move on to sophomore. Who knows? I'll get to meet them on Thursday, actually. That's when my first in-person classes will be, on Thursday. But, it is what it is. So, again, this will be different from my previous higher ed full-time experience. I won't just have every Tom, Dick, and Harry, because I'm working for an education department, and you'll get students who are either getting into the program or are already in the program. But I think the classes I have, you have to be in the program to take these, because they're 200 and 300 level. There's the 100 level I think you can take before. I don't have the 100 level, the intro class. I think our department chair wanted those so she can get to meet them all first, which I think is great. She's wonderful. She's, she took the position. She's new like me to the college. She started a few months before I did, and she hit the ground running, and she's doing great. You'd have thought that she'd worked in higher ed administration for years and years and years. And I feel comfortable going to her for questions or issues or anything like that, presenting them. But yeah, so far it's been great. I've had 2 or 3 weeks of getting things together, getting to know my job, the campus. But I think today I'm gonna work on prepping for this week. I really need to get, it takes me a while to prep. So I usually got to prep a week in advance, but Alrighty, I think I've rambled enough. So I'm getting to the busy part of my commute, and I better focus on the road, not be filming a YouTube video. Alrighty.